Hey, what's up, friends and reptile lovers? I am excited to be back for another clutch cutting with you guys, but this one is extra special for me. Sorry, my face is itchy. I just got out of the rat shed doing that cleaning, so I got to do the work that's not so much fun, and now I'm following up with the work that is fun. Taking a look at some new babies. I actually cut this clutch yesterday, but it was a really special one for me. There was two clutches that pipped at the same time, so I cut two clutches. I'm gonna show you the second one on a separate video, obviously, but this one was special for me because I had some dear friends for many years, friends for a couple decades. Actually, my my college roommate, best man at my wedding. I was the best man at his, and we had them visiting with us, and they have 4 boys that range from ages 6 to 15. So they were all in here for the egg cutting. So I'm filming this intro after the fact. So just to warn you, the camera angle will be a little bit different, and I'll be talking to you guys some, but I'm also talking to them. You'll see the video might shift a little bit because they kept leaning on the cart, which is a rolling cart, so it would move. But you know, that's part of the fun of doing things like that with kids. But it was just an awesome experience for me. I kind of toned it down a little bit to try and talk to them rather than just my, I guess, normal vigor, but we'll see how that goes. So anyway, if you notice the difference, that's why it was really cool for me. A lot of these babies were a little bit tough to tell what's going on, but as of today, when I came in after cleaning the rats, it looks like all of the babies have crawled out of the egg. So I'm not only going to show you the cutting, but I'm going to go ahead and pull them out, get them cleaned up, and show you the individual babies out of the eggs. And hopefully we can tell a little bit more what's going on. I have not looked at them yet out of the egg, so we're going to do that together for the first time. This clutch, I'm sure I'm going to say it here in a minute, but this was our Inchy Leopard special clown to a pastel clown. So some really cool babies in here from what I've already seen, and I can't wait to see what they look like out of the egg. Anyway, I'm excited. I will share it with you, but just wanted to give you a heads up. If you hear some questions or some comments in the background, or it seems like I shift from talking to you guys to talking to someone else, that's why. It's because I had 4 young men in here along with their parents, and it was just a fun experience. They really enjoyed it, and they had questions, and so you may hear some banter that's not related to you. I'm going to move the eggs where they can see them because their little guy was having trouble seeing over the edge of the box. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. Great babies. Really cool clutch. 100% clowns. So let me stop talking. Let's get into the cutting, and then I'll follow that up with the update of them out of the egg, and I hope you enjoy.
All right, so here we go. This is a clutch I'm really excited about. They're a day late, but they are ready to go. This is an Inchy Leopard special clown paired to a pastel clown. So 100% of these will be clown. And I get my sneak peek like always. But here we'll show you a few heads. And we'll start. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 have pipped. So they're sunken in, except for number 1 over here. Look at that. Boop. You're a little stuck. You got a little Inchy clown there for sure. But we'll start with number 1, like I always do. And if you hear any questions or comments in the background, that's just my friends who are here to observe today. So we'll have some fun together. All right. This is by far my favorite part of breeding snakes, is when I get to see the babies for the first time. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. So I probably won't be able to identify a lot of these right away. I always try, even though I can't. So here's reveal number 1. So just, I'm telling y'all, this red part here, that's not actually blood. I didn't cut the snake or anything. And get down lower so you can see it. These are just blood vessels, veins that run on the top of the egg. So no harm, nothing, but beautiful animal. No head, but I'm going to say we got at least an Inchy special clown here. We'll be able to tell more, of course, when it crawls out. So we'll transfer it over to the other tub to finish absorbing. We'll get number 2 here. I'm not sure how I numbered these so oddly. And so what I do is I just make a little pinch. It's not like a chicken egg. It's really soft and pliable. So just pinch, and we cut. Now these scissors have a blunt tip, so I can't poke the baby and hurt them. And just make a little circle. So when I cut them, one of the things I'm checking for is, one, it's fun to see them. This one looks a lot like the other one. But we also try and check and see if there's any potential issues. Sometimes they can get their umbilical cord wrapped around their body and it keeps them from absorbing the yolk, or can cause oxygen blood flow issues. I had 2 last year that had stuck umbilical or wrapped umbilical cords. One of them I was able to save. The other one initially looked okay, but he never would eat and eventually passed. So that's part of the reason why I cut them at a certain point. But these have already pipped, so we know that they're ready. Plus, it's just fun to see them. What do you guys think? Is that interesting? Yeah. And this baby's all up in here. All right, number 3. So I believe that last one also is some iteration of Inchy Special Clown, but we'll have to see once we get it out what all is going on in there. And sometimes it's hard to tell until they get their first shed. So they usually will stay in the egg for a day or 2 longer. And once they crawl out, then it's about 10 days they'll have their first shed. This is an Inchy Leopard pastel clown, maybe? Oh, stick your head out. We're going to make an appearance. He's like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah. Wow.
Isn't that cool? So, some of the cool thing is when you're dealing with, some of these genes are new to me, or newer, and so it's cool to see how they stack on top of each other, and you can help determine what's going on, and you can see how one gene makes a difference. So it's kind of like a little bit of a science experiment on top of a passion project. So it's a lot of fun.
They all look so similar.
All right. So another Inchy clown here. But if I had to guess, can't see much of him. His little face is right there. And he's hiding. He's got it tucked in the middle of his body. It's definitely an Inchy clown. So this is crazy because all 4 of these have Inchy so far. Oh. I know. I'm trying to get them where you can see them. But I'm kind of up high, huh? Need to bring you a stool in here so you can see. All right. So all of these have opened up. So they're pipped already. So now we're just going to open it up so we can see them a little better and make sure that everything's okay. And for those of you watching, I'm a little bit more zoomed out today, just so I can show my friends who are here better. And this is a leopard clown. Don't think Inchy. I think it's just a leopard clown and maybe something else. His head's right there. So he's just kind of hiding. Hopefully sometimes once we cut it, they'll start to stick their heads out by the end so we can get a better look at them, but we'll see. All right. Ah! So this little guy's got his head stuck, but now this is a really cool looking baby. Tear a little bit there and see if we can get him unstuck.
Can they get out on their own?
So typically they can get out on their own unless there's some issue. Now sometimes, there we go. So what happens is they get close to hatching, they'll grow an egg tooth in the front of their mouth, and that's what they use to make these little slits. Sometimes they don't develop an egg tooth, or again, they might get something wrapped or something like that. It's all good. So now this one's definitely different. Not an Inchy. I think this is a pastel leopard, and I'm not real good at IDing special yet, so it'll be easier once they're out. Special brightens and cleans up the pattern. And as always, guys, I will show you the clutch once they're all done. We're going to save number 7 for last because We're 7th level reptiles, so I always save number 7 for last. And that one has pip, but hasn't given me a sneak peek. Now I know this one for sure is an inchy clown of some variety because I could tell by his head when he had it out earlier. He wants to stay right up at the top. Yeah, come see me. Oh, you're sticking your tail out. So his little tail's right there. His head's underneath, but he doesn't want to show us. But hopefully he'll stick his head out because Inchy has a real cool head stamp, and Clown kind of produces cool head stamp. So combination, it's pretty fun. All right, last one. We got number 7. Let's see what we got because this one hadn't given me any sneak peek. So we'll all see it together here. I'm gonna cover it up. Oh, he's reacting. Like, leave me alone. Another one that's not giving me a lot, but really cool. It seems like the Inchy gene came really strong in this clutch. Most of them seem to have it. But there's also leopard in there, which greatly reduces the pattern. So it's hard to tell. I know that means a lot to you guys. I'm sorry. So, but everybody, the big thing, don't see any issues. Everybody is very reactive. So it seems like everybody's healthy, happy. And we got some cool looking snakes there. So y'all stay tuned. In a few minutes, we'll actually update you. It'll be a couple days for me, but a few seconds for y'all, and we'll see what they look like once they all crawl out of the egg. Alrighty, folks. Well, here we go. It has been a couple days, and these babies have now all shed out. And once again, I am re-recording this because my microphone did not connect, and so it was ruined. But we're going to look at these awesome babies. I am seeing them for the first time now. One is still hanging out in the egg that we can tell. And unfortunately, there's no way I'm going to be able to share with you the excitement I had on this day when I first looked at these babies. But aside from that, we're going to take a look at them anyway and enjoy them together. So look at how awesome this baby is. Isn't it spectacular? Believe it or not, this, ladies and gentlemen, is, I believe, a special clown. No inchy, no pastel, no leopard, just a special clown. I know that I'm supposed to wait until they shed out to try and make these identifications, but this awesome little joker is pretty obvious to me, even though I haven't worked with the special gene before this year. If you look at the lightning in the dorsal, I'm trying to explain some of the key indicators there, but if you look on the sides, I'm trying to get it there. Well, I guess I'm trying to pop. I don't remember what it was, male or female. I think it was a male. But you can see on the sides there the light splotches while I'm cleaning them up there. Those light splotches where they're really, really washed out is a key indicator of special, as well as the lightning in the dorsal stripe, but just this wild, crazy pattern as well. So as we move on to another one, you'll see also that lightning in some of the side spots that is quite obvious. As we look at them side by side, you can tell a very distinct difference between these two. That is the leopard gene. So what we have here is a special clown and a leopard special clown. And you can see how that leopard gene really kind of tightens up that dorsal line and adds spotting where the alien heads were and or where they should be. But we still see this washed out effect in the spotting on the sides. And I got to watch out for that little joker because you can see he's trying to crawl away. He kept doing that. But so this guy definitely is a leopard special, and what a pretty snake. I can't wait to see once he sheds out what exactly he looks like. But look at cool. Look at how cool. And isn't that head stamp pretty awesome too? Right there, I was trying to highlight the washed out spots. They're letting me see that leopard, or I'm sorry, the special in there, as well as just the lighter color in general. Again, I'm having to keep a close eye on that baby. You can see him trying to crawl out. He's just exploring everywhere. But here we have another leopard clown. Not as obvious on the special, but if you look at it, the coloration is very similar. You can't really see it that clearly here, but there is some washed out lightening in the dorsal stripe, and you can see some of the side spotting has some washed out places as well, but not nearly as many. And I think that is just variation within the genetic mutation. I do believe this is a special leopard clown. Both of them are, but one just has a little bit higher expression of the special gene than the other. But we'll get him rinsed out and put in. And thankfully, our first little dude has kind of calmed down and and has settled in. I think he might crawl around here more, but who knows? I don't really remember, and I'm trying to make this as much like the original as possible. So trying to record this for you in real time. So we'll pull out this little joker, and I'm going to get it washed up, and then we'll take a closer look. But you can obviously see in this one a pastel gene. It's much more lighter and blushed out and washed out than the others, and that's that pastel gene. Most notably, the head stamp is really washed out, and that screams pastel. So I'm not really entirely sure what's going on here. What I believe it is, and I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but anyway, I can't help myself. I believe this is a pastel special leopard clown. And you can see how the dorsal line is not solid like the other leopards. And I believe that's the pastel effect, which makes a pattern busier in clowns especially. But all the spotting in the sides and how spotted it is an indication of that leopard gene. So this is the same as those second and third babies we looked at, but just adding that pastel gene on top. And it's really fun to be able to see what these additions can really do. So it's really cool to have that opportunity. So we'll move on to this. Has got to be one of my favorites. What a cool, well, okay, the one I'll put down is what I was talking about, but I guess we'll look at this one first. And this one I'm having a hard time with because it looks really, really great for an inchy clown. But the best guess I have, best I can tell, it is simply an inchy clown. And maybe it's because I've never produced just an inchy clown before that the pattern's throwing me off a little bit. But I think that's all we have here is an inchy clown and a really, really great example of it. And I don't think there's any special in it, even though it appears pretty light. And I'm about to show you why in a second, because the next one we're going to look at would be an inchy special clown. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but look at this baby up close one more time. Isn't that gorgeous? So cool. All right. So I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm talking to you about some truly inspiring things, I'm sure. But now we'll pick up this little dude and we'll hold him up side by side, and you'll see what it does to add special into this. Again, definitely not washed out enough to have pastel, but a really, really bright pattern. And I am way off the camera there. I apologize. I need a cameraman or something. But just look at the difference that adding special on top of that inchy clown does. Pretty awesome. You'll have to comment and tell me which of the two you prefer. For me, it's a pretty easy choice here, but even more excited to see how they compare once they both shed out. But make sure you drop a comment and tell me which of the two you like better. In fact, any of these comparisons, when we were looking at those, the leopard clown versus, or leopard special versus the regular special clown, which do you prefer? They're very distinct looks, and I'm just curious to know. But let me know on these two, the inchy special, and that's just a special clown. So inchy special to special, and you can see again, one gene can make so much difference in how inchy reduces the pattern. And again, I'm not sure which I prefer most here. I think I've got my opinion, but there's just so much to compare here. So you tell me which ones you prefer. I know I've asked you that for a bunch of different combos, but this clutch is so amazing and so awesome. I love it so much that there's a lot to compare. And I'm just curious about your guys' preferences, because everybody likes something a little different. Maybe not everybody, but you know, there's so much preference. And that's why ball pythons are so amazing, because you can get so many pattern types, so much color mutation, and that's just cool. So as we get back over to this, now I believe, looking at this one, I think this is, well, This is a pastel leopard clown, I believe. It might be leopard. And no, I don't think so. I think it's just pastel leopard clown. You'll see that the pastel gene is much lighter than those second two that we looked at, but not nearly as light as the special. So the pastel special leopard. So I think this is a pastel leopard clown. Again, an amazing looking joker, and really happy with him or her. And this last little one is in the egg, definitely ready to come out here. Like there's almost no fluid left in the egg. He's just he or she's just a little bit shy, and that's okay. So wanted to check him out just to make sure there wasn't much left in there, and it had absorbed everything before we took him out. And here we go. He's nice and tight in there. You see why they call him ball python. But look, isn't he so amazing? Oh, he's so beautiful. And we've got yet another variation here. And so we've got to figure out what is going on with this one. So again, a very different look. But there's really not a whole lot of complexity in the genes at play. And so as we look at this, I think we're just looking at leopard, inchy, and special. Clown, of course. All of them are clowns. But I'm not sure. I really want to see what this one looks like when it sheds, because usually inchy would change that head pattern up a good bit, and this one has a really, really leopard-like head pattern. It's got that solid dorsal stripe. It's got the spotting, but it's not light enough. It's not blushed out enough for it to be pastel, but it's definitely a lot lighter than the other leopard special clowns. So I think we got inchy in there, unless there's some mysterious gene at play. But again, once they all shed out, it might be a little easier to tell. Or maybe I'm wrong on the first two, and they're just really nice leopard clowns, and special's not in there. And this is what happens when you add special to that. That's probably, as I'm looking at them now, that's probably more likely. But again, I always do this to myself. I've got to wait for them to shed out, and hopefully we'll be able to determine with more certainty. But anyway, that's this clutch. Isn't it amazing? Again, tell me which one's your favorite. Oh, man, if you could take one home, which one would it be? They're so awesome. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the update, and we'll wrap this thing up and get them put away. I hope you enjoyed.
Oh my wow, was that clutch not awesome? It turned out so good. I am thrilled to death with those babies. Wow, just awesome. I'm probably hoping for more than is in some of them, and others I'm probably not catching everything, but what beautiful snakes. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see them shed out. There's going to be a lot to do between now and then, as the rack is starting to fill up pretty quickly. Right now I've got 3 clutches that are in there that still haven't shed, and a few that have, and so woo! Anyway, mine's blown a little bit, maybe a little bit fried too, but awesome babies. Be sure to tell me what you think. I always appreciate you guys' comments, and man, it's so fun to share this with you guys. I wish my friends were still here to see them out of the egg, but I guess I have to send them the video. Thank you guys for being patient with me and all my ramblings and technical glitches and all the changes and all that stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed this cutting. I hope you enjoyed the update, because phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal babies, and I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you so much. I love you guys. Appreciate your support. As always, let me remind you to share the love of reptiles with anybody you can, and I can't wait to see y'all on the next one. I'm from the South. We say y'all. It means you all for you Northerners. See y'all next time.